Hello there, Capricorn. Welcome to DragonTaleTarot. My name is Ariel, and this is your reading for November 1st through 15th. Thank you so much for joining. If you have not yet been to the channel, and if you already have been, welcome back again. So if you have not yet already done so, please do reach out and subscribe. Also, give it that dragon claw up by clicking the like button and let me know that you enjoy the content. This first few couple notes before we start is that this is a general reading. It will not respond and resonate with all Capricorns out there, but if the messages do resonate with you, they are meant for you. If they do not resonate with you, kick them on out to another Capricorn out there. This will correspond to Capricorn Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs. So if you find that this does not personally resonate with you, check your Venus sign, Moon sign, Rising sign in your chart, because those readings may have messages that resonate with you on a different level. And all Capricorn cross-watchers are highly welcome to join us here today as well. So Capricorn, let's go ahead and get started with your chart reading, with your astrological influences that are going on. This is really an amazing time of the year. We are going through the Sun transit through Scorpio. Mercury is retrograde as well in the sign of Scorpio, and we are in the last degrees of Jupiter moving through the sign of Sagittarius and getting ready to go into your sign on December 3rd. So this is just a lot of hot stuff going on for the goats. So that energy of Scorpio moving through the 11th house, the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio in the 11th house is for you universally, is very much highlighting that Aquarius energy. You're feeling that, need to connect and, get in touch with the mass consciousness, reaching out and touching the, bigger crowds of people. And that could be through electronic means. You might be, reaching out to them on the internet or doing something, through an electronic mode of communication to get in touch with more people. Also, Capricorn, you may be going backwards because a lot of times when Mercury is retrograde, we do revisit the past in some area. And so for you universally, you're revisiting the areas of those larger communications and also an eye to the future. It's like you might be doing some revisions of how you want to proceed in the future, where you want to go in the future, how you want to connect as you go forward. So don't be surprised if all of those kind of ideas come to the forefront, and that energy will be with us until November 20th. We do start the month with Venus moving into Sagittarius, so that is hitting your universal house of the 12th. So your Venus love connections will be very spiritual, very intuitive. Don't be surprised if you draw in either a lot of soulmates or friends that seem very soul connected, like people you just feel like you know very deeply and very well. And also because of that retrograde, there may be people popping up from your past that you haven't even maybe thought of, or been in your life for a long time, and suddenly it's like, wow, hi, they're there again. Sometimes just to do a review and say, here I am, and then they kind of disappear back again after the retrograde's over. Or sometimes it can even be a deeper reconciliation where you kind of go, wow, I really want you back in my life. So Capricorn, as we're going through those last degrees of Jupiter in the 12th, this is a very, very spiritual time that you're wrapping up universally for yourself. Definitely feeling a lot of those strong vibrations, spiritual lessons that you've learned over the course of 2019 coming to an end, because Jupiter cycles through every 12 years through all the signs, and it stays in each sign about 1 year. So coming up into December and getting into 2020, this is a huge, huge movement into Capricorn. Jupiter hasn't been there in your sign for 12 years, so be really on watch for a lot of great expansion, new doors opening, lots of new luck and opportunities coming your way. It's a very, very positive time. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll start getting into your card reading. Let's pull first a major arcana, and then we're going to pull a spirit animal from the Druid deck and also a magical spell card for an affirmation for you before getting into your tarot. Dear angels, divine beings of light, guardians, ancestors, helpers, and healers, please be with the Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising signs of Capricorn as we do their reading for November 1st through 15th, 2019. Please protect their energy as well as mine through the session and bring through clear, accurate messages for their highest good. Thank you so much. Oh, Capricorn, so look at that. The Lovers card comes up. Like I said, love is very spiritual at this time of year for you, and this could really point to a lot of those connections coming in stronger to the forefront. The Lovers is also the Gemini energy card, so you may feel that communication is very highlighted. Even though that Mercury is retrograde, the kind of communication that comes through may be a very healing variety, where it comes through, it's like it starts out as maybe a light, you know, kind of fun, flirty conversation, but then it gets kind of deep, and it really helps maybe clear some things up or get you some deeper soul healing on a different level. So let's pull a spirit animal card. Let's see who's strongest around you through this November 1st through 15th period. Ooh, so Aquarius energy with that air dragon for you, Capricorn. You know, this could be, again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Funny enough, the Lovers card is also an air sign modality, so this is very intellectual, communicative energy. So even though we have a Mercury retrograde, the mind is very, very active, and surprisingly, for you, it may be very different. For everyone else, it may be kind of confusing, but Capricorn, so far what I'm seeing for you is that this Mercury retrograde might bring through actual more clarity, more, you know, lightning bolts of insight and illumination. So be very aware. It's kind of interesting today. I look at this, you know, blustery weather around this air dragon with the lightning and the rainstorm and the wind blowing, and the energy of this day today is very much like that. It is so interesting out there. It's been really rainy. The wind is blowing a lot. It's just like that. And today is actually Halloween as I'm recording this. I'm a little late getting my stuff recorded. So happy Halloween to all my Capricorns out there. Just having a good day today, hanging out, doing my readings. So it's been very, very nice so far. So let's pull a magical spell card for you and get some deeper intention, some affirmation on this energy. Ooh, Capricorn, psychic protection. Like I said, around you, you know, this year very, very spiritually attuned. Venus and Jupiter both in your universal Pisces house, which is super psychic, super intuitive. So with that, you may feel a little bit attacked. If anybody's jealous of you, envious of you especially, they might be throwing some shade or some hate your way. So it's like, put that psychic shield up. Around me now, a shield of gold, protecting me strong and bold. That's the affirmation there. So anytime you feel a little bit attacked or under, you know, some sort of pressure, put that shield up around you. I'd also recommend I wear many times a black tourmaline, black obsidian, selenium. You know, those are all really good for psychic protection or protection from negative energies. So I'd highly recommend that because you are more sensitive right now. But that's a great affirmation to kind of remind you to put up that positive shield so that nothing lower can get near you. So let's move Mr. Dragon over here and let's get into your tarot reading for November 1st through 15th. So far, really great energy coming through. Very, very strong communications, Capricorn. Let's see what comes up. Ooh, so the Two of Coins comes up right in the center, Capricorn. This is your own energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, this is about balance. So you may feel very much like it's just one day at a time right now, working, patiently and just trying to balance your resources and your finances. Not surprising in some ways, because there is like you're walking that tightrope. It's kind of like I've got to make sure each step I take is positive and grounded. It also really encourages you to stay very, very much in the moment, Capricorn, and not worry too much in the past or the future. Just like this card, he's on that tightrope. He has to make sure that each step he takes is, careful, it's focused, staying in the now, staying in the present, so that he doesn't step the wrong way and fall. So let's pull a past and present, and then we're going to clarify all of these cards for you as well. Not a past and present, a past and future, because the Two of Coins is the present, yes. Okay, Capricorn, so let's look into some clarifications on this. I'm going to clarify first that Two of Coins for you. Yes, because Capricorn right now, what you're sensing and what you're feeling is you may be in the process of going through a tower moment, or you may have already felt like you're going through it, or you're trying to avoid it, and that's why you're staying very focused in the moment and the here and now. However, the positive side of the tower to me, Capricorn, is that, this means that really the hand of the divine has reached in and said, look, some of these old structures are outdated, they're not working, we're going to start really changing these on a deep level. And that's what has you, very much staying in the present, in the balance. And this could even be, I'm getting the sense for some Capricorns, this could be a real shift in career, and maybe you haven't completely stepped into the new career or the new thing that's bringing you money, and so you're having to be really careful with your resources, with your finances, to make sure that you have enough between those transition times. So your immediate past energy is this Four of Wands, which is very positive. This is soulmates, this is love relationships, happy homes, stability. So it's like you've definitely had that feeling in your immediate past. As you're coming from a lot of beautiful connection and good connection. Right now it might be kind of on the edge, and if it comes to love relationships or friendships, Capricorn, if you focus it that way, this current energy that you have with this tower could be a feeling that something from the past that really kind of maybe went off of the rails, or it didn't go the way that you had hoped. But let's clarify this Four of Wands energy to see what it says. Yes, because there's a lot of options, and maybe that was really what was difficult for you in that past position. You may have had someone or something very special in your life, but it was like things were really, they got confusing. Too many choices, too many options, couldn't decide on how to manifest that deeper. And so now you're kind of in that, well, I'm just back to step one and two, and I'm just going to take it one day at a time, slowly but surely. And, just also, working through anything that has felt chaotic or kind of threw you off your game, and just finding your footing again. So let's look at the immediate future, which is this Ten of Wands card coming in. This is very heavy energy, Capricorn, very burdened, a feeling of maybe being defeated, really kind of at the end of the rope. As you see, he's here sitting with all those wands, gathered up. But the really beautiful thing always about that Ten of Wands is the 10 is the end of a cycle. It's the culmination of a cycle. And so Capricorn, you may be going very, very rapidly into a place where, all of that heavy energy finally ties up. And it's like, okay, I'm done. I've gotten through that hardship. I've come through this burdensome period, and I'm ready for greater growth. And I really, in many ways, believe that we are coming to that, Capricorn, because you have had, you know, I'm looking at your chart right now with, you know, Saturn and Pluto both hitting you very, very strongly. And, you know, Pluto's been there for, let's see, over 10 years already, and Saturn's been there for this past year. So, you know, lots of heaviness. But then in December, when Jupiter moves into Capricorn, that brings so much positive benefit, and it's going to help relieve some of that, you know, very, very intense heaviness that you've been experiencing. So let's get a clarifier for this Ten of Wands card, please, Spirit. Yeah, so Capricorn, just be patient with this energy. That Hanged Man is there. It's definitely one of those situations where you're not completely out of the woods. You haven't completely cleared the old energy, and you haven't completely stepped into the new energy. The cycle is completing, though, and this is a beautiful card, the Hanged Man, because it's all about the enlightenment coming, and it's usually through some kind of challenge, some kind of big, you know, universal spiritual test that you've had to take that was very, you know, laborious or required a lot of endurance from you, but it's worth it. That's why, you know, in this image, you know, he's hanging there, but he has this very serene look on his face because he understands that there's a reason for this. There's a reason why he's hanging there, because he knows that if he gets to the end of this test, this emotional spiritual test, you know, the enlightenment will be granted. So let us pull a card for your subconscious drives and what your inner spirit is feeling, and also what your higher mind and higher spirit is trying to tell you right now. Wow, Capricorn, so deep in your psyche, deep in your soul, this is what you really desire on that deeper soul level, is the Ace of Swords. You really, really want to clear through the fog, to cut through any confusion, anything that's been vague, undefined, hasn't been made clear. You're really tired of it, and you're not willing to put up with people being vague or not being forthcoming with their thoughts and ideas. And this could be, again, I think requires a little bit of patience, Capricorn, because Mercury being retrograde, for you right now, I think you're actually getting more clarity through it, but that's on your level. Most people are totally confused right now. They are cloudy, confused, don't know which end is up, so you have got to be patient with that. But this is very strong air energy as well. Again, it's kind of interesting you brought in the air dragon, the Lover's card, which is all air energy. So you are very focused on getting mental clarity, deep, strong communication that's meaningful. This is, again, you know, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So let's get a clarifier card on top of this Ace of Swords, please. Yes, because Capricorn, you feel, I mean, this is just makes so much sense. It's like this Nine of Wands over that. You probably have felt that you've had to be very kind of defensive. You've had to argue your point of view a lot. You've had to make your case over and over again, especially if somebody has hurt you or kind of done you wrong. And it's like they just don't get it. So it's like you keep having to say, well, here's why it hurt. Here's what happened. And you really, really need that apology or that, you know, that understanding from someone, but it just feels like you keep on hitting a brick wall, and this is what's left you feeling very defensive. So right now, you know, look at that eagle. Look at him. He's like, I see clear through all of the mess, through all the noise, through all the chaos. And, you know, so I think that you're just going to need a little patience with this. The other reason, Capricorn, that a lot of the forward movement has been thwarted for you is that Mars has been in the sign of Libra. Mars is not the happiest in the sign of Libra because its natural placement is Aries, which is the opposite. Mars and Libra can lead to people acting very passive aggressively, not really saying what they feel because they don't want to start a fight, etc. So right now Mars is at 17 degrees of Libra, but by the time we get out of the Mercury retrograde, Mars moves the same day out of Libra into Scorpio. So after November 20th, Capricorn, I think a lot of this energy is going to start moving out. So I want you to be patient with this, patient, and just hang in there with it, because look at what your higher mind is telling you. Well, look at what this message from, you know, your spiritual source is telling you. Here's the Temperance card. This is Sagittarius energy. It's much more balanced. It's much more resilient, focused. It's stabilized because it's like, I finally have the balance. So aim on getting that balance within you. Don't wait for someone else to give you that. Just, you know, embrace it within. Realize that the difficulties and the challenges you've come through have actually made you much stronger. The other beautiful thing about this being connected to Sagittarius and Jupiter energy, like I said, Jupiter is coming up to go into your sign. So this is a very, very beautiful card of spiritual transformation and growth coming in. Let's do a clarifier card for Temperance and see what else it has to say about that energy for you, Capricorn. Okay, so look at that King of Cups. To me, this is the mastery of emotion and also the healing of the heart. So Capricorn, your higher mind is telling you focus on healing your emotions, mastering and understanding your emotions, not letting your feelings get the best of you, but really honoring the wisdom that that emotional depth has brought forth. This is, you know, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy as we're working through this Scorpio time of year. Very, very strong for you. So not a bad thing at all. Let's go into the deeper reading here up the side, and we're going to get some advice on all of this coming in for you. Wow, Capricorn. So there's just so much energy coming here for you. So the 8, the Strength card, this is a very strong Leo energy coming in with the suggested approach. Yet again, this is the balance between the physical nature and the spiritual nature. You know, and I feel like, you know, with that, the winds of change, you know, the leaves blowing around her, it's like even through these changing times and even through, you know, times of struggle or chaos, or, you know, things that aren't quite secure or solid, it's like staying in your spiritual balance, staying in your spiritual harmony. Very, very important for you right now. So let's pull a clarifier card on top of this Strength card and see what comes up for her. Yeah, because Capricorn, look at that Scorpio energy on top of the Strength card with the Death card and the transformation. So to me, this is transforming everything about you. And this, because this is a suggested approach, Capricorn, this is really saying do the complete transformation. Let go of anything that's really not for your best. You have the strength. You have the power. You need to be reminded that you are a very courageous, strong, determined, and resilient soul, just like that Temperance card. You are emotionally resilient as well. So coming into what you need to know, look at that. There's that 5 of Wands, which is all about conflict, arguments, little things that just kind of, you know, it's like not like big, heavy arguments, but just little nitpicky bickering back and forth, nothing getting really solved. So during this Mercury retrograde time, you do need to be aware that, like I said, most people are in a state of like inner conflict. You may not feel that way so much about yourself, but everyone else is going through that. And so you have to realize that when you talk to other people, they're kind of confused too right now. So, you know, just take it easy. Be patient, because they might not be knowing their own mind in some ways. So let's get a clarifier card on that Five of Swords, please. Page of Cups, yes, and this is so funny, Capricorn, because, you know, we talked about maybe that need for an apology after a lot of conflict and chaos, and to me there's that Page of Cups coming in, and that's very much an apology. That is the apology card, a message of, you know, either forgiveness or an apology, or someone finally kind of getting it and being like, oh, I know all these fights, all this bickering, all this back and forth was really, really painful and difficult for you. And likewise, Capricorn, you may need to apologize if you were the one that was causing any kind of conflict as well. It could be a mutual apology energy. So coming up into the hopes and fears right now, Four of Swords, Capricorn, it's really important for you to take a rest. And this is such a funny, I can't help but almost laugh. I am a Capricorn, so, you know, when I see this, it's like I understand this really, really well, because being the hopes and fears, it's like you know that you need the rest. You know that you need the downtime. You know that you need to recover and recoup from a lot of things that you've been doing and working. This has been a very hard year for Capricorn, a lot of challenge, a lot of change. And so it's like you kind of say, yeah, I need that downtime. I need to go take an extra nap. I need to go get the massage. I need to go just relax. But the fear of it is, if I do all that, you know, will my business suffer? Will my money suffer? Will my stability suffer? And so Capricorn, that's a very, very common concern with the goat. But I would say, don't worry it. Make sure that you are taking good care of yourself, because if you're not, you know, those things definitely will suffer. And it's kind of saying that take your rest, because, you know, all of the work, all of the things that you need to do will still be there once you take that break. So let's get a clarifier onto the Four of Swords, please, Spirit. And there's the moon. There is that Pisces energy. Yes, 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 Capricorn. So yeah, absolutely take a break, because, you know, the moon, like I said, you're going through that last couple phases. Venus and Jupiter both moving through your 12th house this first couple weeks of the month. This is Pisces energy. You're feeling more sensitive, more spiritual. And so it is important for you to take a lot of rest. It is important for you to, you know, recover, reflect. Because again, you know, the other side of that moon and that Pisces energy is that it's confusing. It's a little deceptive. It's like, even if I think I'm getting the true story, it's not the whole story. So it's like communication with people right now is like it's almost like forget it. Don't take it too seriously. Don't push for it too hard. Because right now it's like, just stay the course. Hear your own inner voice deeply and focus more on that than what you're getting from other people, because their minds aren't all there. So in the outcome card, kind of a toughy one for Capricorn here. This is that Nine of Swords. So, you know, lots of anxieties, lots of fears, lots of worries, lots of kind of heartbreaky feelings. I'm going to clarify this card for sure, because we want to see what that's all about. Most of the time, the Nine of Swords energy is very much, you know, a machination of the mind rather than something legitimately happening on the outside. So let's see what comes through with the clarification here. Yes, because Capricorn, it's time to release. There is so much release here. You're getting it, you know, from the Death card over the Strength card, and now you're getting it from this Judgment card on top of that Nine of Swords. This is, to me, you know, a higher level in a way of the Death card. It's like, it's similar to that energy though, because it's that resurrection, it's that rebirth. And to me, this is kind of like this part of you is dying away as a result of all this hard work, of all the struggles you've been through, that tendency to over worry, overthink, stay up all night worrying about something. This is kind of dying away, because this is like Capricorn, it's time to resurrect yourself. It's time to recover. It's time to leave the old life completely behind in that grave and rise again from the ashes, which is very perfect energy for this time of Scorpio. So Capricorn, this is a bit of a heavy reading in a lot of ways, but there's so much good coming out of it. There is so much, you know, resurrection and resilience and strength, and we're kind of in that home stretch as we go through this month of November, because trust me, that sun is coming out for the goat in December, and it's going to be freaking awesome. So just hang in there with this energy, work through it, and don't take anything that other people say too seriously right now, because everybody's a little bit cloudy with that Mercury retrograde. Have a wonderful day. I will be back very soon with full moon readings and readings for the rest of November. See y'all soon. Take care.